Hey. So listen, it's late night and I really probably should be asleep, but I'm not. So if you like me, a lot of times certain conversation pieces, certain ideas, business ideas, just you get a lot of revelation like late night sometimes. And a lot of times I don't really act on it. At that time I try to save it for the next day or whatever, but tonight I'm gonna go ahead and speak on what's on my heart. So I'm a little late coming to the party with Usher song, right? We ain't good, but we still good. And I was seeing people post that and whatnot, but I wasn't really picking up on, that it's a song, etc., so forth or whatever, right? So when I finally came across the song like a couple days ago, literally, I had to probably play that thing by 10 times back to back. I ain't lie. It's crazy because, man, listen, that song is a move. That song is like, it's a whole mindset. It's a thing, like they did that. Whoever wrote that song, like they hit the nail on the head. Because one thing I can say is to men that, when a woman is ready to exit the relationship, but she's saying, I just want us to be friends, that song right there is what she means, right? She don't, she's not saying like she want to play, still play house with you and, still come around and mess up what you got going. She ain't saying that, but what she is saying is, listen, me and you done did all these nasty little things, done told each other all our family secrets and who got this disease and who cheated and who kids is these. And like, when you really been with somebody for a while, right? And I don't care what y'all title was. When you really been dealing with somebody for a while and y'all have shared, personal things, y'all spent a lot of time together, y'all invested, years and feelings, emotions and all that. Listen, it's no reason that two mature adults should not be able to end their situation and still be good, right? I don't know why it, becomes a thing where you have to end your situation and hate each other. Right now, I have a idea about that. And I always said, I believe that when you stay in the situation for too long, that's how you end up hating each other because you didn't exit when you should have exited. And then you end up staying too long and then y'all end up hurting each other way too much to even be friends or to even still be good. Right? So that's just always been my belief. When you stay around too long, you end up hating each other or you end up doing something real nasty, real spiteful or whatever to each other when y'all should have been, dead at the relationship where y'all could end on terms where y'all could still say that, hey, y'all good. Y'all could still be there for each other if the need arose. You could still be cordial. You could still be in each other's space and be in the same place and it not be mean mugs and it not be, attitudes or negative energy, negative vibes, right? I just feel that, when you have dealt with a person for a long period of time or, even if it was a short period of time, but it was, it was intense, it was feelings, it was real, it was love, I just feel like when y'all exit and part ways, you should still be able to keep that same energy, right? You don't always have to be intimately involved with somebody for y'all to be okay and for y'all to be cool. Like that should never be the standard. Like if we're not having sex or we're not, in the same house or, then we hate each other. That is such an immature stance to take, right? And one thing I have always felt felt and really pretty much been able to stand on for the most part is that when me and a person depart ways, right, like that we still was good. You know, we may not be good, okay, the day that I'm saying, okay, it's over or whatever, but the reality is that, like the people from New Orleans say, ain't did you nothing. You know, truth be told, usually you ain't really, the female usually don't be done did that person nothing. Meaning they ain't did nothing to that dude to make that dude hate them. Right? He may be pissed off at the fact that she ready to dead the relationship because it has not went, you know, in the direction that she wanted to go in, or it hasn't lived up to her standards. But chances are that woman ain't did him nothing. That woman ain't did nothing but being supportive, wanted to see him do better, probably being faithful beyond what she should have been, probably being, you know, playing wife and giving wife benefits when she was only a girlfriend, if that. And really, she has not done anything to him but wanted to see the best from him. You know what I'm saying? And if I get real, you know, transparent and say, you know, in my last situation, I probably did stay too long, right? Because it did get to the point where, you know, it's like now y'all almost can't stand each other, right? But before then, before it got to that point, before you stayed too long, and I wanted to exit the situation, right? That song is what I had in mind. Like, we don't have to deal with each other, but because we've had such a long history and because we done did all these crazy little things and, you know, told some secrets and et cetera, so forth, and really had a genuine friendship, I just feel like when we exit this situation, we still should be able to be good, because the reality is that I didn't do him nothing, right? I ain't do nothing but want to see you come out the streets, bro, right? I ain't do nothing but want to see you live a better life, be a better man, live up to the potential that I thought I once seen in you, right? But at the point where, you know, time done went past and now you don't see this person developing into what you thought you seen they could be, and they don't seem like they put forth ambition to be anything better or to live a different life, right? Then, okay, you know in your heart and in your mind that it's time for you to slide, right? You really been knew that, but you kept trying to give time to, like, okay, well, maybe, you know, this happened and set this person back or blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever excuses you tell yourself, and you keep giving them chances for whatever reason. Sometimes it's just because you miss them, right? You go back or you allow them to come back, right? But when you do that too many times, right, then it gets to a point where now y'all just hurting each other. You know what I'm saying? And it just gets worse and worse. So then you get to a point where you can't be good when y'all depart, because now y'all know some I can't stand you type stuff. You know, you really tried me with this, that, or the third, you know, and really it just should never be that, right? It really should never get to that point, because like I said, most of the time the woman, she ain't did that man nothing. You know, she ain't wish bad on him. She ain't wanted to see him do nothing but exceed and excel. And that's, you know, that's the general rule of the situation. And yes, sometimes the roles can be reversed where, you know, he ain't did nothing but good to the female, and, you know, tried to help her get to the next level and been supportive of her or helped her with her kids, et cetera, so forth. And she might have messed up, right? Now, we all know that usually it's the other way around, but I'm just saying, because I want to be fair, I do understand that sometimes as women, we drop the ball. But generally speaking, when you have been dealing with a person for a long time, you really don't want nothing but to see them exceed and excel and to be the best version of themselves, especially if they're going to be in your life, right? If they're going to be in your life, you definitely want to see them be the best that they can be, you know? And a lot of times in situations, people don't realize that, you know, you may be risking a lot just by dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what sidebar conversations you have with your homegirls or you have with your family, you know, that where you have to kind of cover up some things or not tell everything or what, just so you can keep dealing with them in peace, right? Because see, from a woman's perspective, it's hard to explain why the dude that you dealing with don't have no job, right? And y'all in y'all 40s. That's a hard conversation to have with anybody. Ain't no explaining that unless he just lost his job, right? Unless he just lost his job, it's hard to explain why and how you are in love or dealing with a man who don't work or refuse to work, or, don't have his own business, or don't have something going on at this point in their life. Understand me? And sometimes you get tired of having that conversation with your peers, with your friends, with your family. Why are you involved with a person who this is what they have going on? Especially if you have matriculated, and you're doing decent on your job, and that just ain't the path that you were supposed to be, navigating down, dealing with somebody who, for lack of better terms, is in the street, right? Part of the street, getting their money out the street. Even if they ain't a street guy, they may just be getting their money from the streets, because there is a difference. But that's another video. But nevertheless, a lot of times people don't know, the conversations that you have to have with other people, regarding them, and how, like they say, love covers a multitude of sins, and sometimes you can love this person so much that you always trying to cover up for their mishaps, or, the things that are bad about them. And you have to over accentuate, the good things about them, because the bad things about them just so crazy, and you can't even understand and explain the bad things. So you have to overdo the good things about them, But I said all that to say, at the end of the day, when, as mature adults, I truly believe that, when you exit a situation, especially if it has been long term, you should be able to exit that situation and y'all be on good terms. Don't stay too long if you can help it. A lot of times your feelings get in the way and cause you to keep, making U-turns, going back to situations that are dead, that it's not going anywhere. And sometimes the situation won't improve until that person see that you will leave them, and sometimes that's just what you have to do to get a better situation, right, out of that person. Sometimes leaving them, they still just gonna be who they are. They're just gonna go and pick a lower fruit. They're gonna go and, pick someone who don't mind them not having no job or no benefits, or, looking like they in the streets and, loving a thug image. And, they'll go pick someone who is accepting of all the things that got on your nerves, right? And hey, wish them well, salute them, because like they say, it's somebody for everybody. So even though those things may have been below your standards, it's another person out there who, they fine with it. Hey, so salute them. Hey, you met your twin flame. Go ahead, rock out, and don't have no beef about who they deciding to be with and what they decide to do, because in your heart and in your mind, hey, that is so below your standards. Like, no way, So, yeah, like I said, it should be the standard, though, that when you depart ways, y'all can still be good. If that person don't have nobody, you don't have nobody, you catch a flat tire, or, anything hard go on in your family, you should be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, listen, checking on them, how you doing? You all right? Blah, blah, blah. Not that y'all trying to get back in bed together or rekindle anything, but because of what y'all had, and if what y'all had meant anything, you still should be able to be cool, cordial, and be all right with the person that you once had a relationship with. And I feel the same way when it comes to just regular friendships, right? Same situation. Sometimes we may know a chick is grimy, slimy, all of that, right? And we cool with her. But then it gets to a point where we just can't do you no more. You just I done gave you too many chances, girl, and you just mess up every time. I'm cool on you, right? But even though I'm cool on you and I don't want to do the texting you daily and conversations with you daily or twice weekly or whatever, even though I don't want to do that with you anymore, I'm still cool with you. I don't have no beef with you. And if it's something I could do to help you, I would do that. Now, that don't mean we gonna be back how we once was, but it do mean that we, like the song say, we ain't good, but we still good. It ain't no beef. I ain't tripping with you about nothing. Whatever you did. I forgive you in love, respectfully, and we move on. And that's another reason why, too, I always feel like when you and a person are no longer friends and y'all once were good friends, y'all once shared, the deepest, darkest secrets, emotions, this, that, and the third, I don't feel like you and that person should ever have a fist fight or ever come to really, blows where y'all cussing each other out, this, that. No, I feel like y'all should be able to be mature enough to say, you know what? You was once my homegirl, but I don't like how you rocking out right now, and I'm gone. I'm out of here. And it's cool, and it's no beef. It's respect. The problem comes in is that even as women, sometimes we have so much anger and hurt in our heart that person don't want to be bothered with us no more. That now we start beefing with them. Now we start telling their business. Now we start low-key hating. Now we start talking about them. You know what I'm saying? When again, it go back to the same thing. That person ain't never did you nothing. That person was probably there for you when your parents died. That person could have been there for you when your kids was taking you up, down, and through there. When you messed around and got in some trouble, they was there for you. You probably done stayed at each other's house or whatever, right? But then now that this person want to not be friends with you in the same capacity, now you have all these little things to say about them. And really, it gives hate. It gives that you hating. It gives that you was never really their friend. And sometimes that is the case. Sometimes you always been low-key jealous of that person, right? But, sometimes it's just the fact that it hurt you so much they don't want to be in your life in that way no more. Sometimes that's just what it is. And now it's no, it's no homo. It's just that you really had a love for this person, and now they don't want to be bothered with you, and you don't want to accept that. It hurts your heart. And you got too much pride to go to them and say, you know what, listen, I respect and love what we have going on or what we had. I really hate to see us not be cool no more. I really hate to see us not be friends no more. It take a real solid woman to stand up and be able to do that, right? Especially when she's somebody who got a little toughness about her. Right. She definitely, that ain't your norm. You just gonna, oh, well, F her, well, forget her. What it, knowing in your heart you want to be friends with that person still. Knowing in your heart you love the bond that you and this person had. Knowing in your heart, that that's a solid chick. She ain't never done nothing to you out the way. Never done anything to hurt you intentionally. Right. And you might have just messed up. And you don't know how to fix it. And that girl don't want to be bothered with you no more. And instead of you just womaning up, apologizing, or whatever, no, you start hating. You start throwing stones at her. You start talking about telling her all the little business. You know what I'm saying? So then now guess what? Y'all should be good too, even though y'all ain't good, But, yeah, you can't be. You can't be good, because somebody has hate and anger in their heart. Same scenario, personal situation. A girl right now today do not like me. Why? Because I cut her off. And I never looked back. And instead of her apologizing for what she did, to make me cut her off, she just hated me all her life for that. And it's cool. I understand that, because when you lose a good one, baby, you lose a good one now. You know what I'm saying? So I understand if I was you, maybe I would be mad too. But the reality is that as you grow and mature in life, you have to understand that, hey, everybody is entitled to make their decisions. And when they don't want to be bothered with you no more, they just don't want to be bothered with you no more. And you should be able to respect that And sometimes it take a little while, myself included. It done been situations where, hey, I wasn't trying to let it go in the way you wanted me to let it go. Oh, I'm going to let it go, but I'm going to let it go in my time and how I want. I'm going to act out. I'm going to do all the crazy things I want to do. And then I go on about my business, So everybody had their own way of handling, stuff. And it may not always be right, but truthfully, and in all, adulting and in all maturity and in all growing and growth and really trying to live a decent, good life, and being, socially correct. Truthfully, you should be able to end all of your relationships in a way that, really speaks to the fact that you just want the best for the other person, whatever that may mean, and sometimes it does mean, taking yourself out of the equation, or sometimes it means that they had to take you out of the equation. And, that's life, and we should be able to accept that and move on. And still, you ain't good, but you still good. Because you didn't hurt that person. You didn't do nothing to them that you shouldn't have did. You didn't drag their name. You didn't, make them feel less than. You didn't, try to manipulate them. You didn't do them nothing. So y'all still should be able to be good at the end of the day. That's the way that things should be able to end.